Bold and beautiful spoilers for what happens this week. June 29, July 3. Brooke reaches her breaking point as family loyalties shatter. The week of June 29 through July 3 on the bold, and the beautiful promises explosive confrontations, heartbreaking betrayals, and emotional turning points that could permanently reshape several relationships. As the fallout from Hope's shocking decisions continues to ripple through the Forrester and Logan families, long-time alliances are pushed to their limits. Secrets refuse to stay buried, tempers explode, and characters who have spent years protecting one another suddenly find themselves on opposite sides. At the center of the week's drama is Brooke, who discovers that keeping her family together may no longer be possible. Torn between her unwavering love for Hope and her complicated history with the Forresters, Brooke finds herself under enormous pressure from every direction. The emotional burden finally becomes too much, leading to one of her most intense meltdowns in recent memory. Reports indicate that Brooke reaches a breaking point after feeling betrayed by those closest to her, setting the stage for unforgettable scenes. IMDb. Hope also faces the consequences of her recent choices. While she remains determined to defend her actions, she quickly realizes that not everyone is willing to forgive or forget. Her relationship with Brooke becomes increasingly strained as mother and daughter struggle to understand one another. Hope believes she deserves support, but Brooke is beginning to question whether unconditional loyalty is helping anyone anymore. Meanwhile, tensions within the Logan family explode. Katie and Donna become deeply involved as they try to reason with Brooke, but instead of offering comfort, their conversations ignite even more conflict. Long-suppressed frustrations surface, creating emotional scenes that remind viewers why the Logan sisters remain one of the soap's most compelling family dynamics. Old wounds reopen as each sister insists she knows what's best for the family, leaving Brooke feeling isolated when she needs support the most. Soap dirt. Across town, the Forresters continue dealing with the aftermath of Hope's actions. Eric struggles to hide his disappointment while attempting to maintain peace within the family. However, balancing compassion with accountability proves more difficult than expected. Every conversation seems to create another disagreement, and Eric realizes that restoring harmony may take far longer than anyone anticipated. The younger generation also faces difficult choices. Will discovers that lies have consequences, and those consequences begin catching up with him faster than expected. Decisions that once seemed harmless now threaten important relationships, forcing him to confront uncomfortable truths. As people begin connecting the dots, Will may find himself answering questions he desperately hoped to avoid. Soap opera news. Elsewhere, Elektra refuses to stay silent. Rather than allowing rumors and misunderstandings to define her future, she boldly confronts the situation head-on. Her willingness to speak honestly impresses some while shocking others. Elektra's growing confidence could become one of the week's biggest surprises, especially as she refuses to let anyone manipulate her decisions. Another storyline gaining momentum involves Ramai, whose personal frustrations continue building. Rejection proves difficult to accept, and emotions begin clouding his judgment. Friends grow concerned as Ramai's disappointment slowly transforms into dangerous obsession. His inability to move forward raises serious questions about what he might do next if pushed even further. IMDb. Deacon also finds himself in an uncomfortable position. Faced with emotional complications and difficult conversations, he must decide where his loyalties truly belong. His choices may disappoint certain people while strengthening other relationships. Regardless of which path he chooses, Deacon's decisions are likely to influence several storylines moving forward. As Brooke's emotional world crumbles, Ridge watches events unfold with increasing concern. Although he understands Brooke's pain, he also recognizes the difficult position facing the Forrester family. His attempts to remain neutral become nearly impossible as everyone expects him to choose a side. Whether Ridge can keep the peace or becomes another casualty of the family conflict remains one of the week's biggest questions. Eric's disappointment also becomes more noticeable as he reflects on everything that has happened. The respected Forrester patriarch has spent years trying to keep his family united, but recent events threaten everything he has worked to build. His sense of betrayal runs deep, particularly as trust becomes increasingly difficult to restore. IMDb. Throughout the week, emotional conversations dominate nearly every episode. Characters who normally avoid confrontation finally express feelings they have kept hidden for months. Some relationships grow stronger through honesty, while others appear destined for permanent damage. The writing emphasizes emotional realism, allowing viewers to witness the complicated nature of forgiveness, loyalty, and family expectations. Longtime fans will especially appreciate how the show revisits familiar themes while introducing fresh complications. The Logan and Forrester rivalry once again takes center stage, but this time the emotional stakes feel even higher because the conflict comes from within each family instead of between them. Parents question their children, siblings question each other, and lifelong relationships face challenges unlike anything seen recently.